Colleagues call me Link. Today I'm going to show the art of kendo, the original art of kendo. Now you have a lot of people out here that get to use a sword, they throw the sword all up in the air and everything like that there. That is not the original way of learning how to use a sword. The sword is never to leave your hand. I've gone to many competitions and seen people throw their swords in the air and everything and grabbing them. Never. In the art of Budo, your sword is not to leave your hand. Okay? I'm going to show you the proper way of using the bokken. The bokken is the first weapon that anybody that learns the sword first. You have to learn the bokken first. From there, you go to the sword or to kendo. Now, before kendo ever came out, it was the bokken and just the sword. And students got their behinds beat very bad from the instructor if you wanted to learn how to use a sword. At my dojo, I make sure my students learn the proper way. So everybody who has the bokken, please grab a bokken and come on up and I'll show you the movements that you need to learn. She's not be all right.
You want it that way?
So everybody can stand this way. Everybody gets a room. Now, do you know anything about the bokken? Does anybody here know about the bokken? Seems like you don't. I'm going to give you a little history. The handle is called the suba. The sword guard is called the suba. The top here of the sword, muni. And the cutting edge, ha. The tip, kasa. When holding a sword, you don't want to hold your sword like this. A lot of people I see that do competition, they're holding their sword like this here, and they're not getting what they need to learn. You have to hold everything. Here, you grab your sword, here's your finger. Everybody grab their sword just like that. Hold it up. That's what you want now. Now, here, close it. Don't be so tight, but hold it. Take your other hand and bring it closely towards the edge. You want to hold your sword even with the navel. So when you have your sword, if you have it in the side, you want to make sure that the suba is lined up with the navel. So when you do strike, it should come out straight across and then down. Okay? So what you want to do, again, like I said, you hold your sword like this, right? And grab bottom part. When you bring it over the head, some people have a habit of bringing their hand way back here. Now, come on now, tell me. You don't want to bring it back here. Does anybody know why you bring your sword over your head for? Anybody know that?
Get ready to strike.
Strike the person from behind. That's what it's for. But you don't want it to go back this far. This is how far it should be. Robin, please step up. Hold your sword above your head. Sword should be here and should be about fist level. That's where it should be. Should not be going all the way back. Should not go back like that there. No good. Fist level. And you want to be able to see what you're striking at. Right? When you practice this here, you work it either from the seiza position or from yoi position, standing, ready stance, striking, and you're relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. You don't want to sit there and have a stiff body, no good. Relax. And you bring it up, over the head, and down. Up again, down. Make sure you're in yoi position. No forward stance, no nothing. Yoi position. And it's here, even with the belly button, navel. Bring it up above your head. And then down. Work it again. And down. And the more you practice, you want that wood sword to cut through the air. It's cutting through the air. So the more you practice, the better you get. So when you start practicing kendo, and you and your uki, you're the Tori, he's the uki. Right. Uki's attacking, you're both attacking, and you got the kendo gu on everything, and you're going at each other, you will hear that shinai whistle by your ears. And they're calling out the techniques. Men, man striking to the head, men. And you keep working, and two people back and forth, striking the card to the body. But before they get into that there, this is what you learn first. And I suggest you want to learn the sword, learn this first. Because the sword is a little bit different. This weapon alone breaks bones. It splits open skin, breaks bones. And if a good person knows how to use the bokken very well, they can take out quite a few people. So if you can use a bokken really well, now you can use the sword. But you start off with this first. Don't pick up a sword and say, oh wow, nice sword. I think I start learning the sword now. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Learning the different things about how to pull the sword out of the scabbard, how to put it back into the scabbard, how to get off your blood and everything. You gotta know all of these here. But don't just pick up a sword and say, wow, nice sword, I'll start working the sword. You don't know what you're doing. Practice the bokken first. 6 months to about a year. And you practice constantly, either in front of the mirror, at home, or in a class. And you keep training and training. I have 4 students that I've been teaching for the past, what, year and a half now? 2 years? 2 years. 4. 3 females, 1 male. They just got their swords about, what, a year ago? Just about? And they compete in competition and everything. And when people watch them compete, they go up to me and go, wow, you're doing the sword the original way it should be done. The 13-set kata in Yaido-ru. Okay. I teach Yaido-ru and Musashi-ru. Does anybody know who Musashi was? Ieyasu Musashi, the most famous samurai master of Japan, of the 2-sword system. I teach that. And when people come to me and they want to ask to learn the sword, I go bokken first. If you don't have a bokken, go home, get yourself a broomstick handle, 42 inches, and practice until you're able to get yourself a bokken. But don't go into a sword until you learn this first. If your heart is pure and your heart is true, then you start learning this. And when the time is right, you'll know, or your instructor will know when it's time for you to get a sword. So let's bring that sword above the head again. Above your head. Striking down. As you strike down, you say men. Ready? Go. Step forward. Not deep. Not deep. This is your basic karate stance. Where you want to be is here. Basically, Okinawan system. Short stances. With Japanese, low and deep. Kempo, if you're Okinawan, Hawaiian Kempo, stances should be here. So if you're working same thing in Aikido, Aikido-Jiu-Jitsu, or working the sword, your feet should be about this far apart. Nothing deep. And you're here, same stance again. Bring that foot, the right foot forward, just a little bit. Right foot steps forward, just a little. And you go over your head. Now when you strike, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Try. Then we go into Caesar position. Here. Practice in the Caesar position. Here. Same technique. Everybody down, Caesar position. Go down, left knee should go down first, not right. You're going to learn the sword. You should start and learn to do it the proper way. Left knee down first, then the right follow, and you sit back. Now your sword is here. Take your sword, bring it back, and right here. So now when you grab your sword, pull it out, down. And it's still even with my knee. And nice good Caesar position. Bring it above the head and strike. Continue, practice. Young man, turn your sword around. Oh yes, thank you. Good, that's it. Above your head and down. Back straight, breathe. Do not be stiff. It's like Aikido. Aikido, you are loose and relaxed. Breathing is very important. Shoulders should be relaxed. Not leaning over, straight, nice back, straight. If some of you people aren't used to sitting in the Caesar position for a while, this is what's going to do it for you. I have a back problem, plus had 2 hip replacements. I'm constantly on the floor doing this constantly. I love my sword. I'd rather use the sword out in the street than I used to using this. When you're ready to go down to Caesar position, you make sure you bend the left knee down here. Everybody try right along with me. One hand, knee still up. Then, relax. What I normally do when I teach, I make my students bring their sword up to show respect. And I put it down in front of me. My hands are in my lap. I want to lean over. I want to be nice, straight. I want to show the respect. My left hand goes down first, and then the right. And then I go. Come back. I grab with my right. Still, my edge of my sword is facing outward. I'm here. Now, if I have my other sword, I take it, I put it inside my belt. He's here. So when it does come out, it's the same way. Somebody. Sword. Here. Okay. It's even with my belly button. You see? It's even with my belly button. That's how I want to have it. You don't want it over here so far, you don't want it there. You need to be even with the belly button. If you're starting to learn how to use a sword, this is the proper way it should be done. When you do learn how to use your sword, you learn how to tilt your sword to the side and then pull it out from here to strike. And your tag technique again. We're still even with the belly button. Okay, so what we're going to do, stay there, bring your sword to your side. The first movement, you're going to work back straight. Grab your sword, you're going to step up, bring it out, strike your opponent across the throat. Keep it even. Don't have it down here. It should be even, nice and even. Not up this way, nice and even. Just like your shoulders are. The same thing if you're doing karate, aikido, jiu-jitsu, everything should be even and flow. That's where you should be. Not down this way, not up this way, here. You're cutting. Then when it's about to break off the, to wipe off the blood, come here, around, this way. Then bring it back and put it, scatter, back down. So you're here, again, we stay out, all right. Good, come down, strike them down. Nice. What? It happens many times in class. Back. Done. Let's try it again, ready? Each movement with me. Hitch. Knee. Some. She. Hitch, yi, sam, shi, go. Try it again, ready? Hitch, ni, sam, shi, go. Times, here. It doesn't matter whoever samurai you are, or ninjutsu, most of the time they either keep behind, whatever side it is. But a good samurai, right side. We're going to do now, we're going to come out with the left side, the left foot, and do the same technique. Understand? Let's try. Coming out with the same technique with the left side, step out the left foot this time. Right. Sharp. This is the type of sword you use for the Yazoo.
Did you ever see that thing yet?
Not the other swords, it just doesn't have the blood glue. Most of the swords I make sure my students use has the blood glue on both sides. Why the blood glue? Because a lot of guys had a problem when they stuck somebody, they had a hard time trying to pull that sword out of the body. So when they stuck that person, they had to push the foot in and pull the foot out and pull back. So when they got the blood groove, he stuck the guy. It had enough air to pull out. Then off with the blood and then back to the scabbard again. This here, like I said, the Vulcan breaks skin and breaks bone. This here cuts straight through. Right through bone and all, cauterize the whole body and all. You use this here, there's no coming back. Now, during the past couple of years, people have been arrested in different cities and states for carrying a samurai sword and using it on somebody. I remember about 2 years ago, a gentleman, mentally unstable, came out with a samurai sword. Cops blew him away about 50 times. Blew him away. Because they feared for their life. Another one, gentleman walks into a convenience store with a samurai sword and robs the guy with a samurai sword. People out there are giving martial artists like us a bad name. Why? Because they want to make a little beefy, few pennies just to go rob somebody. This is an art. This is art that you keep to yourself or to share with other people, but not taking it out there and using it on people to harm them. My sword, actually next to my bed, I have about maybe 20 of them. My dojo, I have about 15. Or in my loft, I have a sword by my head, 2 swords in each side, sword in the kitchen, a couple of swords hanging out. So somebody depends the size of it. Rip off my loft. Sorry to say, if I grab one of these, I'm cutting you up in little pieces. And if I don't get my sword, I will get a boken and I will beat you to death. And when the cops do come, show him my badge and say, hey, I came to my house, do what I have to do. The guy's out cold. But if he's got a couple of pieces, I'll leave them all there. Corner, come and pick them up and take them out of here. I love my art, especially the art of sword. When I go to competition, I sit there and I cringe when I see somebody pull their sword out and go, now, I don't care how many times you took this sword and threw it up in the air and watched it and grabbed it. One of those times, you're going to miss. And what's going to happen? Goodbye, fingers. Again, a katana should never leave your hand at all. If you are to lose your katana, now you resort to Aikido, Aikido, or Jiu-Jitsu, or a little bit of karate. When that person goes to use the sword on you, you better know how to handle yourself against the person that goes to use the sword on you. Don't just learn the sword just to learn the sword. Learn how to use the sword and learn how to combat against a sword or a boken. So that's the first thing you're going to learn first. If you go to a proper school that's teaching the sword, that's going to teach you first. And they're going to make you and that person train. And you're going to come home with bruises on your shoulders, bruises on your arms. You're going to get bruised. But don't think and say, well, it's going to be easy. No, it's not going to be easy. It's hard. I've had many people drop out of my class because they can't take the brutal punishment from learning the boken. And when I see they put that full 6 months or a year of training, I take them out and make them pick out their own sword. And the reason why I make them pick out their own sword, because you yourself will know if that sword is good enough for you. The spirit, you know that sword's calling to you. You go, oh, I love that sword. That sword, he's calling you and calling you. You know that sword's good for you. But just a little bit of, I'm going to buy that sword. Next thing you know, you're having problems with it. I tell my students, they get a sword, take it home, sleep with it. You get a boken, sleep with it. You get a shinai, sleep with it. Reason why? The spirit gets to unite with the weapon. No matter what weapon you learn, sleep with it. You might think it's funny, but I'll tell you something right now. When you're out there on the floor and you're competing or you're teaching somebody, that spirit stays strong and alive. But if you lose that spirit, what's going to wind up happening? Die. You're going to die or get hurt. So I want you to practice this at home. If you need a little bit more, you can always contact me or get my email address, talk to me. I can talk to you online or talk to you on the phone and take you through all the things that are going on. Right now I'm in the process of putting together a couple of DVDs, beginner DVDs of learning how to use the boken the proper way. And all you got to do is practice. If you have a sincere heart and a true spirit, the weapon will be great for you. But if you don't, leave it alone. All I can say is just do what you got to do, practice hard, make sure you're doing it right, and just work. Those are the beginner stuff I just showed you. There's so much more I can take you through, but what I just showed you right now, practice from the standing position, from the Caesar position, and from the Hamnai, what they use in Aikido, forward stance. Again, not deep. No good. When you have the sword, you put it in here, right there, even with my belly button. I don't have it over here, I have it right here. So when I do strike here, here, practice. That's all I ask. And do it right. If you're going to compete in competition, don't throw it up there. Do it the right way. nothing about being fancy, because fanciness gets killed. That goes with fighting and with the sword.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for your time.